This is Tim Francis from ProfitFactory.com. In this video, I'm going to give you an amazing tip to help systemize your business as fast as possible. Now, one of the biggest problems with systems is that you might put a bunch of effort into building them. So by that I mean checklists and guidelines and step-by-step manuals, standard operating procedures, or whatever you want to call them. And everybody's excited to use them in the beginning, but within a few weeks they start sliding off and end up collecting dust on the shelf or on someone's hard drive. How do we make sure that our systems are as inviting as possible so that our team wants to continue using them even once they've already learned the procedure? Well, through the process of systemizing my own business, I was able to increase my revenue by 50%, which was a huge jump in just 3 months, and at the same time reduce my overall workload by a full 20%. So truly making more and working less. And all of that happened very quickly in just 3 months when I started putting systems in place. Through the process of systemizing a big part of my own business, and as well as helping other entrepreneurs, I've developed a new technique or a tool that I call the triple path of readership that helps entrepreneurs and particularly their employees to stay with the systems mindset over the long haul. So let's take a look at the triple path of readership. The way that people fall off the systems bandwagon is if one of the main reasons is if the systems that we write are just too cumbersome to go through. If you expect someone to read absolutely every step of every single procedure every single time, you are dreaming. It's never going to happen. So this triple path of readership allows you to write your systems, or whoever's writing your systems for you, to set the document up for novice, intermediate, and expert users alike. And how is it possible that one document can speak to all three levels of expertise? Well, let's cut straight to the chase with experts, because I think that is the biggest question mark. How do we keep experts engaged? Well, for the experts in the audience, we want to write our documents in such a way that they can skip the entire procedure except for the last final checks. So I'm going to show you an example here. This is a procedure that uses the triple path of readership. It's how to send an email broadcast using Infusionsoft. And so an expert user who already knows how to send an email broadcast, I'll tell them, look, here's the deal. Skip absolutely everything. Don't read anything. You're welcome to skip everything and just do the final checks. The final checks are those bare minimum kind of quality control checks that need to be done to make sure that a procedure has been completed to the proper standard. So in the final checks, I want, even if it's an expert who skipped everything else, I want to know that they sent themselves a test email, the from line was accurate, the subject line was accurate, the copy in the test email matches what the copywriter wrote, and then I want to know that my expert user clicked all of the links in the test email and that those links went through to the proper web pages. I want to know that they scheduled the broadcast for the proper date and time, and I want to know that my expert user saw the screen in Infusionsoft that says broadcast scheduled. And I know if they can say yes, 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 yes to those 7 final checks, that everything that came before it is bang on. Now, that's the third path of readership. So what about the novice and intermediates? Well, for the novices, we really do have to give them a full plate of detail so they know exactly what to do. Oftentimes with them, we're using what's called read-do checklists and procedures. So read the step, do the step, read the step, do the step. And you can see that in our sample procedure here for the email broadcast that in fact we are doing that. We're saying log in Infusionsoft, then you do this, then do that, do this, then do that. And there's really like a very step-by-step way to complete the procedure. So beginners, A-OK. What about the intermediates though? What about the intermediates that they don't need to know how to do all the steps, but maybe they don't do the procedure very often, or maybe they're still kind of on that cusp between novice and intermediate. They may still need to read certain sections, but certainly not the whole document. What do we do for them? Well, by writing your procedure with section heads that are descriptive, the intermediate user can simply skim all of the headers. So log into Infusionsoft, choose between 2 options, and then here's option 1, start the broadcast, with all of the other subheads to help them out. Select contacts to receive email, select contacts to not receive email. Then we've got option 2, which again you can just skim just by reading the headlines. So then we get into compose your email, review your email, schedule your email, and now that brings the intermediate user all the way down to final checks, which they will do just like the expert user would. And if there's any section that the intermediate user does not remember how to do, they do have the beginner's instructions right there to help them out along the way. So that's the triple path of readership. It's one of the best tricks I've ever developed and I've ever discovered or come across anywhere on how to create procedures that are the most likely for your team to want to follow. And when they're following their procedures, now you can trust them to complete work so that you don't have to.